Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Brad. Welcome back to Stay Frothy, the podcast you'll hate that you love. Initially, we had recorded this podcast off of my computer and the microphone, but due to an unforeseen circumstance, my computer crashed and we lost that. But luckily, we were able to pick up where we left off, which was honestly better than the intro that we had going on. So I think we just jumped straight into the best part of the podcast. And we just recorded the rest of it off of Jack's phone, which the quality sounds pretty good. But other than that, I hope you guys, enjoy it and give any and all feedback that you can. Appreciate it. Enjoy the podcast.
Yep.
Sorry about that. We actually just got cut off in the middle of our conversation.
We did.
Due to technology.
So we don't even need this anymore.
Yeah, we don't. It's a good centerpiece nonetheless.
True. We'll keep it for looks.
Yeah. It'll look pretty.
So I studied broadcasting.
Yeah.
At Champlain College, small school up in Burlington, Vermont.
Yeah.
Great place. We'll talk about that another time, though.
Sure.
I had one professor who, on a daily basis, every time we had class with him, would say, "What's the one thing that gets between you and telling your story?" And we'd all go, "Technology. Technology sucks. It'll always fail you. Apple will always continue to upgrade and make their older stuff shitty, so you upgrade, chasing your tail for decades to come."
It's a business, man.
It is, but I'm also in the business of thinking about going to a Google Pixel.
Whoa.
Because of it. I hate my iPhone. It's at 30%. I left today with 100%.
Yeah.
No reason it should be like that.
Yeah. I agree. I just feel like we're so enslaved to Apple products.
Mm-hmm.
I've had Apple products since the first iPhone came out.
Really?
So how that just
You were the OG.
Yeah, so that just goes to show how brand loyal and brainwashed people can be.
Yeah.
I don't know, the next computer will probably be another Mac, but this is
Even though that one just
I don't learn my lessons, so
yeah. None of us really do.
Yeah.
That's part of the fun of it, though.
That just pisses me off.
I know, you're in a bad mood now.
I am in a bad mood that this happened,
can't
but
let that get
I
to
won't
you.
let this compromise the quality of content that we're about to push out here.
It's all about content.
Via this iPhone.
Yes.
When we were just
You're going to be
dogging
surprised how good this iPhone is. It's
so
probably going to sound better than this.
You think so?
No. But, no, you will be surprised. The iPhone does a phenomenal... That's how we capture all of our audio on 2 buttons deep.
Yeah.
iPhone.
No, I've noticed that, and I'm like, the quality actually isn't that bad off
Yeah.
the phone. So,
Yeah,
I'm relying on this. This is really...
People go above and beyond to buy 4K cameras and all this audio shit. And I'm like, if you're posting stuff to the internet, there's no reason. First of all, computer screens can't even display 4K.
Right.
Televisions can, but computer screens can't.
Right.
So if you're making 4K stuff for the internet, you're an idiot.
You're not really going to see... Well, what about the new MacBooks and the new...
I'm sure they're coming around to it, but
Yeah.
in the last couple of years when everyone's like, "Oh, you got 4K," I'm like, cool,
just
you
not
wasted
looking-
your money.
Right. Yeah, I have a 4K TV, and this is when it dropped, and I don't even think cameras were shooting at that quality.
Yeah.
Apparently, or it wasn't being broadcasted at that high of a frame
It's
rate.
cool. It's a cool thing to watch Planet Earth in, but
Yeah.
we were watching Planet Earth the other night. It was sweet.
Yeah.
Planet Earth 2 blows
Probably
my mind.
zone out on that.
Blows my mind.
So I think where we last left off at before we got cut off by shitty technology was Troy, New York, and I don't know, the startup culture, the entrepreneurial culture.
Yes, there's a lot of startups going on, a lot of energy, because you can, unlike New York City, you can live there for $300 a month and really invest into
nice.
what you want to do.
That's
Rather than
a lot
New York City,
than
you invest everything into living,
Yeah.
and you burn yourself out. And same thing with Los Angeles. Everyone flocks there. They think that's a space. But the reason I believe in places like Troy, New York, not only Troy, New York, but places like that are off the beaten path, is because the internet doesn't care where you come from.
Right.
People are trying to become internet famous, I guess, by moving to the city, but that's stupid. Like I said, you're putting all of your energy into something different.
And all of your compensation, or all of your...
Yeah. And you're going to work
assets.
to live rather than working to...
Or live...
Chase-
you're going
chase
to
your
live
goals.
to work? Right.
Something like that. Some quote
Yeah.
from Marilyn Monroe about that, yeah.
Anyways, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
So I see a lot of opportunity of building a brand, 2 buttons deep, news and entertainment website, inspired very much by the likes of BuzzFeed and Barstool. And my first job, I graduated 2015. And, well, thing is, I'm very passionate about late night television.
Yeah.
I've watched it daily for
I've noticed that on your blogs.
the last decade.
Right.
I don't just like watching it, I study it. My dream job is to be a host.
Yeah.
Or a producer.
Okay.
But I interned with Conan O'Brien,
Mm-hmm.
and when I was there, they were discussing cutting him from 5 nights a week to 1 night a week. And like, he's a legendary late night host.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say late night television is thriving right now, but it's because
There's so many of them, though.
there's a lot of them. So that's one issue. It used to be 3 main people, now there's
Conan,
like 12.
Yeah.
It's thriving though because of the internet. Nobody stays up to watch them anymore. You can just watch everything on the internet.
Yeah.
So now there's these companies that are
makes
out
sense.
there producing late night television type content, like BuzzFeed, Barstool, Vice, Two Buttons Deep,
Mm-hmm.
you guys, man on the street stuff, interviews.
Mm-hmm.
You know, obviously you're not doing a full show, but you're making quick form content that is easily consumable on the internet.
Exactly.
And that's the future.
And you can access it whenever.
Exactly.
You don't have to stay up at a certain time frame to receive it or digest it.
So creating this type of content doesn't, you know, if you want to be on television, you have to be in LA or New York. There's
Mm-hmm.
no ways around it. But when you're creating this type of stuff for the internet, you can do it wherever.
Mm-hmm.
And I see it as a huge advantage to be in Troy because literally nobody else up there is doing what we're doing.
Right.
And that's why
Maybe like the news stations now. They start
exactly. That's
catching
our
on.
biggest competitor right now is local news, local radio. They're literally copying most of the stuff we do.
Yeah.
They're coming after us. They don't like us because they know we're one step ahead of them.
Yeah.
Because, you know, we're not there yet, but they know we're going to be there.
Well,
and
we're
that's what's
millennials, and we pretty much invented the internet, right?
We did. We invented it. And now all these old-time folk are trying to figure
catch
out how
up.
to post to Facebook and how to blog.
That's right.
And, you know, it's good. I don't want anybody to fail, but I want to succeed. That's
Yeah.
what we're doing. And I see it.
You always have yourself in mind. I mean,
because the
that's
thing,
like anyone.
you can't rely on anybody else because what I've learned about in entrepreneurship is that everybody wants you to do good, but nobody wants you to do better than them.
Right.
So you're never going to get full-fledged support from anybody that isn't your mom or someone who is gaining off of your success. And if you can't, you know, if you can't accept that and if you can't face that, like
Mhm.
your friends thinking you're weird for doing
For posting,
stuff like
yeah,
this,
yeah, like creating content. And,
that's their own insecurities. And if they don't care, then I don't care about them either.
yeah. What would you say has been like your biggest battle, like day in and day out? Because I would imagine it's like the same as me.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, consistent content.
Yeah.
You know, everybody on Two Buttons Deep does it part-time. We all have full-time jobs. We do have income, but I don't keep any of it. I have a good job as a video consultant, so I do video work, and then I can intertwine it with Two Buttons Deep. And but getting people who don't have the vision or the equity to be as committed is it's always a challenge.
Yeah. If they don't see like, well, what's in it for me? You know, why
Exactly.
should I keep grinding and slaving my butt off? But that's the whole idea.
Yeah.
Right. It's like it's paying yourself or paying it forward.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for it to ultimately come back full circle. All that work and all that time and effort that you dedicated to it.
Yeah.
Well, then you'll see all the benefits and everything that you put all that effort into come back.
And we're look like Donald Trump was flying over.
Yeah.
We saw an airplane and we thought it was him, but it wasn't.
Yeah,
we were right.
That red one that was flying up in the air.
No.
I'll include like a little pause there. The technical difficulty.
That wasn't even a technical difficulty.
It's just
that was just
loud ass
public
helicopters
nuisance.
flying around the district.
That's a thing here?
It is.
We don't have helicopters upstate. We have airplanes.
We'll get like war planes flying.
Unless
through
someone
here.
is like missing, there's
Yeah.
no helicopters.
Yeah.
Anyways, what were we talking about?
Just the startup culture and
Yeah, so
going off and doing
we're
your own
lucky
thing.
in the sense that because I work with a lot of startup companies, and we work out of a co-working space called the Troy Innovation Garage, where there's like 50 plus startups, and we're lucky in the sense that people want to work for us because even if they're not getting paid, they're benefiting by getting exposure. They're gaining followers, and it's fun. We all have a lot of fun doing it. We drink, we shoot stuff, I mean,
that's what it's
we
all
enjoy.
about. Honestly, if you're getting into it for the sole purpose of, man, I want to be famous, or man, I want to just make a shit ton of money and like dump it off on something, I mean, you're gonna burn out. One, and then two, you're not doing it for the right reasons. You're not gonna create quality content, is what I'm trying to get at.
We've had a lot of turnaround in writers because a lot of people just like the idea of what we're doing and they're fans of what we're doing, and they think it's just an easy step to the top to join us.
Yeah.
So we've had probably a dozen people in the 2 years we've been running Two Buttons Deep that have written for us, realize it's a lot of work and not all glorious.
Right.
You know, we're a startup, we're not a successful business yet.
Yeah.
And then they stop because they're like, oh, that's too much work.
I think the thing about the internet, though, is, you know, everyone's all consumed into their own social media, right? And you'd be lying if you said, yeah, I post this and I want to see like how many likes I get, or, you know, when you think of a clever caption, Instagram caption, picture, whatever, everyone always has like that mindset of, yeah, let's see how many likes I can get, or what is...
Oh, yeah, we have gamified our life with social media.
Exactly, and I think...
literally...
If you take that mindset, though, like people who go into the internet world and the blogging world and the content creation world, you know, it kind of puts a dampener on you when you realize that, you know, those likes don't necessarily transpire or translate into, you know, page views or what is it? Just views in general, like off of videos or whatnot.
Yeah, and that's
it's a constant
hard threshold
grind
to break of breaking beyond just your friends and family looking at you and starting to get strangers.
Yeah,
and you know, we have picked up a good following. We have people that read it each day, and it's good because we do it for them.
Right.
But I would say the hardest part, which we touched on before, is the people that you do know that are kind of like, what the fuck are you doing with your time?
And it's
and it's really I think stemming from their insecurities. But
well, I just think it's also, you kind of have to reiterate it all the time because.
But do you? I don't think
I'm with you.
I don't try and prove myself to people. I know where I want to go.
Reiterating like the fact of what you're doing, because I don't know. I just don't think people are cognizantly always saying like, "Oh, there's that person, like he's doing this," and I understand everything that he's doing. But you could literally make like a 2-minute video saying exactly what you're doing, laying out what you're doing, and people will still be like, "What's he doing?" Yeah. I don't know if it's just blind ignorance or maybe that's just my own.
People. Not everyone has an entrepreneurial mindset. Not everyone understands the type of content or site we're trying to become.
Right.
But I do. And the only people I care about understanding are people who are on my team and people who can help us in the future.
Right.
So
and that's how you got to be.
For the sheep that, you know, don't understand it or write us hate comments or think Two Buttons Deep is a perverted name.
Yeah.
I don't waste energy. I've gotten very good at not responding to anything negative.
Right.
Like, we probably on a daily basis get like, this is stupid, or you guys are so bad at this, and
just the haters.
It's so easy to go down that rabbit hole of, no, it's not, we're doing this.
Yeah.
Or like I do the
responding.
I do the ice cream reviews, which is obviously, it started as a parody of Barstool's pizza reviews, but then it kind of caught its wheels, and now I do it. Right. And literally every time I post it, oh my god, cease and desist at Barstool Sports, and I could be like, Barstool doesn't review ice cream.
Yeah,
like
it's a completely different.
They're not the first people to review food. On a media.
Sometimes
outlet.
you don't have to reinvent the wheel.
There's no such thing. There's no such thing as an original idea ever.
Right.
B, I admire the hell out of Dave Portnoy and Barstool, and likewise. I think the only people I take advice from are people who are in positions where I want to be.
Exactly.
Literally nobody else.
Right.
Which might hurt me at some points, but and from all aspects of life, not just business.
Right.
But like, if you're one thing I learned about, I hate to say it, but when teachers are wonderful people, but I did this like pyramid scheme thing for a while where it's very like motivational speaking thing, and I was in it for like 3 months, totally drank the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
But I learned a lot in it, and what they talked about was like, you know, why are you listening to your teacher tell you how to become a successful businessman when they're making $40,000 a year?
Right.
You know,
they're teaching,
Yeah, like they're teaching because whatever they were doing didn't quite work out.
Right.
Maybe they're retired or whatever.
Yeah. What's that saying? Those who can't do teach, or some shit like that.
I'm sure teachers will be offended by that.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny that you say that. I mean, I actually graduated with a degree in education, but I just realized that I just didn't want to do. I had higher aspirations to go out and, I don't know, make something more of myself. That's no for the viewers out there who are, teachers and whatnot, that's no even harp on or disrespect to teachers in general. If teaching is what you want to do in life, that's more power to them. We need
teachers are
great
quintessential.
teachers to inspire the youth and actually give them knowledge and information to help them, prosper and be able to do shit like what we're doing right now. So
yes.
In that regard, yes. That's my defense of teachers. But yeah, to go back to what you're saying,
I'm not even just teachers specifically, just anybody who isn't doing what you want to do and they're trying to guide you, take it with a grain of salt. Yeah. That's what I do.
I am the same way. And partially people will dawn on it as stubbornness and, sure, whatever. I'm a Taurus. I don't know if you believe in, all that stuff, but I don't even look into it as far.
I don't even know how to pronounce my sign. Sagittarius? Sagittarius?
Yeah.
There you go.
Tauruses are apparently notorious for being hard-headed and stubborn.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just, I've always asked the question, well, how come? Or, well, why? Like that little annoying third grader who's always like, well, why?
Yeah.
Well, why?
Why is the sky blue?
Why? It's like a parody, but I mean, I've always questioned everything, right? It's just like, okay, what's the facts behind what you're saying, and then what's the opinion that you're saying? And I try and dissect what facts or truths are coming out of what you're saying, and then I'll process that and I'll say, that makes sense.
Yes.
Then if it's more opinion, then it's like, okay, why do you feel this way? Why are you giving me this take? Is there something more that maybe transpired to make you feel this way of why you're pushing this type of narrative? And that's how I formulate my own decisions. And
that's why we don't talk about politics on
right, exactly.
Because you're never gonna, I don't know this besides the point, but you'll never persuade somebody to change their mind. No matter what you do, and you're just gonna make them angry because it's all opinion. Yeah. So
it is a very thin line.
Yeah.
To dabble in that, we've on my site we've posted some political stuff, tried to keep it very neutral at times, but in the social climate that happened, like once Donald Trump got elected, like people just couldn't. I mean, I had one writer. I mean, it was just you could just feel the frustration in her writing, and I mean some people are just going to be like, some people are just going to be like, you're not being unbiased here. You're not looking from both sides of the spectrum. So I don't really try and touch on politics either. Like when it comes to producing content and writing, like it's just whatever. Yeah. I like focusing more on the stuff that takes your mind away from whatever it could be, work, relationship problems. I don't know. A majority of what I post on my site is music. And I mean, the background and the people who follow the site. The background is basically just promoting individuals like you who are self-sufficient and want to do something more with their time and with their life. So
I think it's so much more gratifying.
What?
I'm just making up words as we go. To do something where you're building something of your own, right? Whether it's physical property, an entity, a business. I would just be so bored. I think working like a normal job and not building something. Right. Family, business, whatever it is.
Yeah, I agree.
There's many ways you can do a side hustle, and if I didn't, like I work and then I work on 2 Buttons Deep all night, and like I don't even know what to do with free time anymore. Yeah, and
if you think about it, like there is, you realize how much time you actually have outside of the work day, right? And even like during the work day, you have free time. Yes. Whether it's on your lunchtime or if there's just dead time at work, like that's time that could be used. To either, I don't know, start thinking about something that you're interested in, or maybe thinking about something that you could possibly create. Yeah.
Nobody doesn't have free time. People are just good at making excuses.
Yes. That, and they maybe just don't know how to organize it. Yeah. That's a good way to say it.
That's fair.
Like when you get off work, depending on what time you get off work, right? I normally get off at 4. It's probably gonna be like moved more to like 5 or 6 now, but still, like you get off work, right? Factor in, the commute to get home or whatever. Say you get off at 4, hour commute to get back. It's 5. you've got at least, I don't know, you could use 1 hour of that afternoon to do something productive.
Mm-hmm.
At least. Whether it's knocking groceries out, running errands or whatnot, but still, that's an hour that you can allot to just knocking those things out. And then you have another hour. Like, what time do you normally go to bed?
Me?
Yeah.
I normally watch late night each night, so about 12, 12:30.
I mean, you just think about the time that you have within that frame of from 9 to 5, whatever your work hours are during the day.
Yeah, 18
and then
hours
after,
of
yeah.
free.
It's if you're not utilizing it, I mean, so be it.
That's your fault.
Yeah. What do you think is like the hardest part about creating content?
Hardest part of creating content. For me, I'm a perfectionist.
Right.
So
I think we all are.
We're
if you're in the
out,
business to create something.
Yeah,
or
we're pumping out 3 to 4, blog posts or videos a day, and I just want every intricate detail to be perfect, and it can't be. And I need to learn to just push it, because people see it once, then it's a thing of the past.
Exactly.
I know we make it so it can get circulated for days and weeks, but really, when you push content, it has a lifespan of about a day and a half. And
then it's old news.
Yeah. And so I would say the hardest part for me of creating content is, not putting too much time into it.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it's not my voice that's capturing people, then it's never going to work.
Right. What do you mean by that?
Like
if you're not the one in the face of the content? Or?
No. If people don't like me, people need to, if this is going to work, people need to like the content for who's writing it.
Right.
Not because it's a perfect piece.
Right.
Because we don't want people to come to Two Buns Deep to read the news for the first time. We're not trying to be breaking news. We comment on the news.
Right.
So if a poorly written article by me still has a good voice and people like that, then we'll be successful. If they only like it because it looks perfect, then it'll never work.
Yeah.
So I just need to trust that our voice and our personalities on camera are good enough and stop spending so much time making it look pretty.
That's kind of like the mold of Barstool.
Yeah. Nothing looks pretty there.
Right. They're getting better.
Yes. Now that they have money.
Yeah. But I mean, if you think about from the inception of like how they started off, it's just putting content out.
Yeah. So that's really what
being relatable.
So that's why I like Barstool because they're very personality heavy. I like BuzzFeed because they're a little more professional.
Yeah.
Good titles, intros, outros, better lighting and everything.
Production quality, yeah.
Production quality, yes. So we try and implement the two buns deep, make good content, stuff worth talking about every day. I believe in the brand. I'm happy with where we're at right now, but in 10 years, then I'll be very satisfied.
Yeah.
We'll see.
More power to you, man. Honestly, I empathize with you. I'm doing similar stuff. I admire because you're able to influence people. From what I've seen, I've seen you get writers and whatnot and personalities like on board, and I don't think people realize how hard of a thing that is to do. Is to pitch your idea to somebody, make them believe it, and then have that translate into somebody putting out content for the brand.
Yeah.
So to speak. So
well, I
that
think
speaks levels.
they in a non-selfish way. Like, I take advice from people who are in a position I want to be in. I think they see me running this company as well as Taylor, and they don't want to be like us, but they want to do what we're doing.
Right.
So they follow our footsteps.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to be a leader to run a company.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just be a part of it. You have to be a leader. You have to do things other people wouldn't. You have to do things that people don't even know you do.
Right.
And if you're not willing to do that, then quit it right now.
Right.
Just quit it.
Yeah. You're speaking all facts, so
That's what I do.
It is, man. It's a group.
Facts only on Two Buns Deep.
Just cross promoting here. He's got his 2 buttons deep sticker.
Yeah.
That we're speaking into the microphone.
Oh yeah, we are. I'm up close. Oops. Forgot that's hot. It's still running, right?
I hope I'm able to like salvage the.
Well, this is going on a half hour, so even if we just use this part,
even if we use that part, yeah,
we'll find out. Technology sucks. 2 Buns Deep is better. Thanks for having me on the podcast.
Hey man, thank you for coming on the
absolutely,
podcast.
Man.
Dude,
stay frothy.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll stay in touch.
Thanks for the beer.